Galaxy C7 Pro is a new entrant in Samsung's mid-range lineup and aims to stand out from the crowd with its ultra-slim metal unibody design and a huge 5.7-inch AMOLED display. The Galaxy C7 Pro has some formidable competition in the form of the segment benchmark the OnePlus 3T and Samsung's own Galaxy A5, which comes with IP68 dust and water resistance and premium looks. Does the new Galaxy C7 Pro have what it takes to compete with the formidable OnePlus 3T? Does it do enough to justify the Rs. 27,999 price tag? Let's find out. Design. The C7 Pro brings with it a new design language for Samsung. The C7 Pro, with its bare metal unibody design, looks very different from the glass and metal Galaxy A5 and A7, which look quite similar to last year's Galaxy S7. The C7 Pro has a unique identity of its own and feels hefty and reassuring in the hand. The bare metal back and slim tapered edges lend the device a very industrial and sleek look. The display is covered with 2.5D curved glass, which not only looks good but also helps make the A7 a delight to hold in the hand. The smartphone is incredibly slim at just 7mm and is also quite light, which makes it easy to hold for long video sessions or phone calls. All in all, Samsung has largely succeeded with the C7 Pro's design. The only chink in the armor are the three antenna lines placed at the top and bottom of the rear panel, which look quite odd and detract from the overall look. Coming to the sides of the smartphone, the volume buttons are located on the left edge, while the power button and the hybrid SIM card slot are located on the right-hand side. While the single bottom-mounted speaker is loud and clear, stereo speakers are sorely missed. Underneath the display, the Galaxy C7 Pro comes with a physical home button flanked by two capacitive keys for multitasking and back. The fingerprint sensor is embedded into the home button and is a big improvement over the one found on the Galaxy A7, which is slow and clunky. Hardware. The C7 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 626 processor clocked at 2.2 GHz paired with 4 GB of RAM and the Adreno 506 GPU. Additionally, the device comes with 64 GB of internal storage, which can be expanded via micro SD card slot along and a fairly respectable 3,300 mAh battery. The specifications are fairly decent for the price and are surprisingly superior to those in the Galaxy A7, which is almost 5,000 rupees more expensive. However, they are decidedly low-key compared to what is inside the OnePlus 3T, which comes with the Snapdragon 821 processor and 6 GB of RAM for just a little more money. Performance. In day-to-day use, the C7 Pro is surprisingly snappy. The software is optimized well, and even though the peculiar TouchWiz lags remains due to unnecessary animations bogging things down, the situation is much improved from Samsung smartphones of the past. What is extremely surprising is the fact that the C7 Pro can occasionally feel faster than the mighty Galaxy S8 when it comes to navigating through UI elements. While the C7 Pro can handle day-to-day tasks like web browsing and using social media applications and casual games with aplomb, the mid-range processor does run into some issues while playing heavy-duty games such as Modern Combat 5 and when pushing the phone a little. The smartphone slows down considerably under heavy use. The extra gig of RAM as compared to the Galaxy A5 does help in multitasking though. The C7 Pro cannot compete with the OnePlus 3T when it comes to performance. The Snapdragon 626 is a mid-range processor designed to be very efficient and extract maximum battery life. It simply cannot compete with the might of the Snapdragon 821 found in the 3T. Power users should stick to the OnePlus 3T in this price range. Display. The Samsung C7 Pro comes with a 5.7-inch AMOLED panel with a resolution of 1080p. While some might be disappointed with the resolution, the display is actually one of the highlights of the smartphone. The display has deep and inky blacks characteristic of AMOLED panels, excellent contrast, above average brightness levels and decent sunlight legibility. Thanks to the AMOLED panel, the colors are extremely vivid and seem to pop right off the display. Fans of neutral and realistic displays should best stick to a smartphone with an IPS LCD panel though. Software. The Galaxy C7 Pro runs on Samsung's TouchWiz UI running atop Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow. The lack of Nougat out of the box in 2017 is extremely disappointing. TouchWiz has improved drastically. It is no longer the slow and clunky skin of old. It is much lighter and faster than previous iterations. However, some old quirks still remain. It is still quite heavy and full of bloat. The multitude of animations present in the software get tiresome after a while and detract from the overall experience. The amount of bloat is also rather infuriating. The C7 Pro comes with two web browsers, Samsung's own and Google Chrome, two photo apps and two music apps out of the box. What makes matters even more complicated is the fact that the device also comes with Microsoft's full suite of applications on board. Further, almost all of these apps cannot be uninstalled, only disabled. Just like the Galaxy A5 and the Galaxy A7, the C7 Pro also comes with support for a multitude of gestures. Some are genuinely useful. You can quickly launch the camera by double pressing the home button, you can mute an incoming call by turning the device over or by placing your hand on the screen, and you can place a call directly by bringing the smartphone over to your ear when a contact's details are on the screen. The gimmicky gestures include a rather strange one in which you have to drag the edge of your hand across the screen in order to take a screenshot, and also one where you can view an app in pop-up view by swiping downwards diagonally from either corner at the top of the screen, which almost always just brings up the notification shade. The software also comes stuffed with a wide variety of features such as Samsung's multi-window mode and floating window mode. There is also a one-handed mode, a secure folder in which you can put applications and lock/unlock it with your fingerprint, and a way to manage useful features while playing games. Battery life. The Galaxy C7 Pro comes with a 3,300 mAh battery with fast charging support. The battery life, while not spectacular in any way, is quite respectable. While the smartphone will not wow you with a 2-day battery life, it does just enough to make sure you don't run out of charge before reaching home at night. The C7 Pro has a unique identity of its own and feels hefty and reassuring in the hand. The bare metal back and slim tapered edges lend the device a very industrial and sleek look. The C7 Pro will last you through the day and nothing more. Considering the fact that there are many smartphones out there which die by around 6 p.m. in the evening, a full day's battery life is not bad at all. During my testing, I got around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time, which is pretty decent. I am a pretty heavy user, and with a lighter workload, you might be able to extract even better battery life. Cameras. The Samsung Galaxy C7 Pro comes with a 16MP rear camera with an aperture of f/1.9 and a dual LED flash alongside a 16MP camera up front which also has an aperture of f/1.9. The camera produces reasonably decent images in well-lit situations. Images are sharp and have natural colors. Where the camera falters is when it comes to the level of detail captured. Images are quite noisy and tend to have a soft, almost watercolor-like effect. In low-light scenarios, the performance as expected dips quite a bit. Images have a lot of noise and graininess and are quite murky. They are not unusable by any means, but are not as good as those produced by competitors like OnePlus 3T or Samsung's own Galaxy A5. On paper, it is easy to think that the Galaxy A5/A7 and the C7 Pro have the same camera. However, according to AIDA64, the C7 Pro has a different image sensor than the Galaxy A5 and A7. My testing also pointed towards the same, as the images produced by the C7 Pro were visibly inferior to the ones produced by the Galaxy A5, which costs exactly the same as the C7 Pro. Video capture is limited to 1080p and is a pretty standard affair. The lack of OIS and 4K video support is a big downer. The 16MP front camera is surprisingly good. Images produced in good lighting conditions are crisp, vivid, and full of detail. Low light performance is also above average. Should you buy it? The Galaxy C7 Pro is a rather odd device in Samsung's lineup. The smartphone as such doesn't excel in any one field. It is a solid device with above average battery life, a good display and decent specifications. What works against the smartphone is the mediocre rear camera, substandard performance and the lack of premium features. It is very important to talk about the Galaxy A5 in the C7 Pro's review, as both Samsung smartphones cost exactly the same yet are made with different audiences in mind. The Galaxy A5 offers features such as waterproofing, a premium design, Samsung Pay support and an always-on display, all of which the C7 Pro lacks. On the other hand, the C7 Pro comes with better raw specifications than the A5. The C7 Pro will appeal to those who want a Samsung smartphone and value performance and functionality more than looks and premium features. But then again, while the C7 Pro is more powerful than the A5, it still pales in comparison to the OnePlus 3T, which comes with flagship level specs for just a little more money. A lot of users prefer buying Samsung over other Chinese brands as it is available offline and comes with the after-sales support of a trusted brand. For those, I recommend the Galaxy A5, which arguably offers a much more rounded package than the C7 Pro for the same price. Those who are willing to look beyond Samsung and are fine with buying a smartphone online will find the OnePlus 3T a far more compelling buy for just Rs 2,000 more.